You can't get in there right now, but you said your 9-year-old wants something?
Yeah, so something that's recognizable to my family, I think would mean a lot to them.
We spent some time driving around with NASA climate scientist Ben Hamlington, but when we got to his house, this is all we found. Nothing recognizable here. The fire was just too hot. And so is the Earth right now. That's what he studies. He escaped this disaster at the last minute.
I do remember locking the door to the house, which seemed kind of silly, because you could see what was coming. The flames were right there. The winds were blowing directly across our house.
Dr. Hamlington is an award-winning NASA scientist who studies how our warming planet impacts sea level rise.
But here, this is something with our house burning down. It's something we're going to be dealing with for months and years. So it's just that connection that I now feel to the work that I do is just so much deeper than what it was before.
Why is that? What's the deeper feeling that you have?
Yeah, I mean, it's different when I have some separation from the event that's occurring and from my work. But now I see how these events are impacting my kids, my family, just the impact it has in the community and the hard decisions that we're now faced with on what to do next. Now knowing this could happen and things are going to continue to get worse, do we rebuild, right? I think that there's hard conversations that need to be had about whether you rebuild in a place like this.
Are there places that are difficult to rebuild because you know that it's going to happen again? Places like the Outer Banks, places like New Orleans, places like Los Angeles and Altadena now.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So I mean, we have friends and family who live off the coast of Florida, off the coast off of North Carolina, Outer Banks, and I think sometimes I cast judgment and think, well, why are you rebuilding after this hurricane comes through, after this devastation? Yeah, especially given what I know about the science and what's driving these, it becomes a very, very difficult thing for me to wrap my head around. I know we're only 1 week out from this event occurring, but yeah, I think it's going to be a struggle to decide that in the coming weeks.
Is this going to change the next paper you write? Is it going to at least influence something?
I think it will. I think the words that I've used in the past for events like this are they what I would have wanted to hear now, right? Just in talking to you, I've used these words that this is kind of what we expect to see happen, but that's not helpful to people for me to say. It's almost like saying I told you so, right? So if I say that this is what we expect to play out scientifically, it's what our models and our data show. That's true. But it's not helpful to people going forward just to say, well, yep, this is climate change. This is what's happening. This gets absorbed at the family and community level ultimately, right? So the decision to rebuild and how to do it.
That's a decision his family is making. But they sure will miss this house.
Altadena just feels different to me. So I am going to miss the block parties that we would have and just going out after dinner and the kids playing on the playground or playing in the front yard. I mean, all that is, yeah, that's where it really starts to, I start to feel the impact more. That's what I'll miss.
Speaking of the Hamlington's yard, look at what survived. The girl's swing that was hanging from the tree. Somehow that survived, but the tree did not for a very specific reason. See that hole on the bottom of the tree? Fire actually got into the bottom of the tree and was burning on the inside. That's what firefighters call a snag or a widowmaker, a tree that is gutted from the inside that could just burn and fall over at any time because there's no real structure there. Just one of the dangers in all of these fire zones that have to be cleaned up before people can come back. Dave Malkoff, CBS News, Altadena.